Synthesizing by Madam Asniah alias. When you're synthesizing information from text, what skills that you need? There are multiple skills needed for synthesizing. To synthesize reading materials, you need to summarize information, paraphrase it, and also compare and contrast it. Other than that, you should have the ability to separate fact from opinion, make inferences based on the facts presented, and evaluate that information to draw conclusions. In order to distinguish between facts and opinion, you should know what are the differences between these two. Fact is a statement that can be proved. Take a look at this example. Which of these is a fact? Read each answer choice and ask yourself, can this statement be proved? A. We live in the best apartment in the city. B. I believe that summer is the best season. C. I think that spaghetti is a delicious meal. And D. The Poughkeepsie Journal is a newspaper. For statement A, B, and C, all these statements can't be approved. It is because the best apartment in the city, or summer is the best season, or spaghetti is a delicious meal can't be proved. It is because it depends on the individual. In other words, it is an individual perception or opinion. What is opinion then? An opinion is a statement that cannot be proved or checked. It tells what someone thinks, feels, or believes. The clue words for opinion statement are think, feel, believe, seem, always, never, all, none, most, least, best, greatest, worst, and many more. Let us do the practice together. You need to identify whether the statements are fact, opinion, or a mix of both. Take a look number 1. There are fewer panda bears in the world than grizzly bears. Number 2. Charles Lindbergh was brave to attempt to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Number 3. Justin Bieber deserved to win the Grammy for Best New Artist. Number 4. Kuala Lumpur is the capital city of Malaysia. Number 5. Chicken that has not been properly prepared and cooked may cause salmonella. Number 6. In 2010, Joe Silva, one of the most talented and respected photojournalists working in the world today, lost both of his legs when he stepped on a plastic landmine in Afghanistan. Number 7. Tiger Woods was the first African American to win the Masters Golf Tournament. Number 8. All rap lyrics are offensive. Number 9. In March 2023, the most popular and admired K-pop supergroup Blackpink performed their world tour concert at Stadium Bukit Jalil. Number 10. 16 is the legal driving age in Mississippi. Now, let us check the answers. When you are synthesizing, remember, facts are often used to support opinions, and good opinions are based on facts, but they are still opinions. Apart from that, making inference is a process of doing synthesizing. Making an inference means coming to a conclusion based on evidence and reasoning. Synthesis is the combining of two or more things to produce something new. When you do inference, you need to use what you already know and evidence from the text to read in between the lines and figure out what the author is saying. There are some elements involved when you make inference. First, you should have the background knowledge or schema on what you are reading. It is important for us to have background knowledge about the text we are reading if you are expected to read inferentially. This is the list of questions that you can use to do questioning during the reading process. We are able to think inferentially when we manage to connect our background of information, ideas, and experiences with the text. When you're making inference, you're also analyzing text because it involves interpretation and judgment. Inferring is the process of taking that which is stated in text and extrapolating it to one's life to create a wholly original interpretation that, in turn, becomes part of one's belief or knowledge. Making inference also involves imagination and visualization. When you read, you use all your senses. You see things in your mind's eye and hear the sounds you connect to that about which you are reading. When you make predictions, your prediction will be proven or disproven by the end of the story. When inferring, you may or may not find out the answer. When inferring, you are making a guess about what a character will do, how they feel, and other judgment. A prediction is a type of inference. A prediction is always about the future, and inference may be about the present. All in all, making inference involves certain processes in which you need to connect the background knowledge you have with the piece of reading when you need to do some questioning and then analyze the text by having interpretation and judgment and then visualize it. Therefore, you manage to do prediction and draw a conclusion. By activating prior knowledge of a topic, comparing and contrasting information, and separating fact from opinion, you will be able to synthesize information from a variety of sources, form educated opinions, and draw logical conclusions.
Have you ever given any thought to the way you process information? The truth is, you do it all the time. Not just online, but at home, at work, and in the conversations you have every day. You read a negative review for the latest Steven Spielberg movie. You hear from a friend that it's actually pretty good. You put both of those sources together and use them to form an opinion based on what you already know. You know you like Steven Spielberg, but maybe you're not really interested in the movie. You decide to wait till it comes out on DVD. Believe it or not, there's a word for that. It's called synthesis. But for our purposes, it may be easier to think of it as putting things together in your head. Synthesis is something that happens naturally in everyday life. You hear or read about something new, in this case differing opinions about the latest Spielberg movie, then you file that information away in your own personal database. Also in that database are little bits of memory and other things that you've learned or experienced, all throughout your life. These things combine to form an understanding of the subject. This is also how you form an opinion on the subject. The same thing happens when you consume information online, for example, when you read an article or watch a video. But what if you had to form more than an opinion? What if you had to produce something tangible, like a blog post, a presentation, or a research paper for school? The process is remarkably similar. First, it wouldn't be right to just throw your research together, save it in a Word document, and call it a day. Your work should be like your opinions. Your work should be unique. Instead, think about your sources and start putting them together in your head. In this example, articles that talk about green living. Look for connections between the materials that might help you understand the subject a little better. Look for connections in your personal database. For example, any experience you have with recycling or saving energy at home. This will help you draw your own conclusions so you can eventually put your thoughts into your own words. That's synthesis. But really, it's as simple as putting all the information together and combining it in order to create something new. Remember that, and your next writing project is sure to be a success.